This is The Download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news of the business of podcasting, brought to you by Spreaker from iHeart. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Before we get started, we want to quickly shout out AV123, an audiovisual show by Voice123, and their recent podcast episode interviewing Sounds Profitable's very own Brian Barletta.
Podcasting is a really killer channel. It's has fantastic audience. We continue to put research out on all that, and it pulls people in ways that audio can only pull people in, and it's meeting people in a digital era.
Catch that episode on The Usual Suspects or directly at avshow.voice123.com. With that said, here's what you need to know for today, Tuesday, June 11th. First up, how are brands doing with their podcast businesses? An op-ed looking into the state of branded podcasting in China. Along with podcasting's overall growth in the country, global brands like Louis Vuitton and Nike have started launching branded podcasts in Chinese. As with other markets, podcast advertising proves cost-effective when compared to social media and display costs. And traditional sponsorships are growing as well, with brands like women's jewelry company Yin sponsoring special segments and episodes of existing podcasts. Next up, the podcast opportunity for food and beverage brands, a guest article by Tom Webster. Tom highlights research conducted by Sounds Profitable showing podcasting's ability to outperform other mediums in lower funnel measures. The study, The Medium Moves the Message, found on average podcasting led to a 16% positive differential in taking action on an ad compared to 6% for radio and just 1% for TV. While there are food and beverage brands already leveraging branded podcasts and unique integrations, the medium still remains a huge opportunity for the industry to tap new, engaged audiences. Next up, YouTube's pitch for advertisers stresses creators' stars. YouTube's presence at TV upfronts this year includes a strong focus on reframing popular content creators as being just as important as top showrunners and actors in the world of traditional TV. A premise the podcasting industry is built on, with podcast advertising's infancy built on influencer marketing and building personal brands. Podcast audiences have shown repeatedly that they are loyal to hosts, not necessarily shows, and will follow said hosts to new platforms and podcasts when such moves happen. Next up, IAB's Gavilan sees symbiotic future for connected TV and podcasting. Cynthia Gavilan, VP of IAB's Media Center, sees the intersection of CTV and podcasting as a promising pathway for advertisers to connect with audiences. Both mediums have grown quickly and have promising forecasts, though with fast growth comes challenges like audience fragmentation, causing issues with targeting and buying. Gavilan stresses the importance of standardizing measurement and addressing both existing privacy regulations like the GDPR and upcoming legislation. And finally, Disney is sold out of ads for the first two games of the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals are once again a hot ticket for advertisers, with Disney selling out of their inventory for Games 1 and 2 as of this writing, and expecting to sell out Game 3 soon after. SVP of Revenue and Yield Management at Disney Advertising, Jim Minich, shared that tech and financial services are extremely popular ad categories, vying for the space with an influx of new advertisers joining as well, showing, quote, double-digit growth in new advertisers year over year, end quote. While big games sell out quickly, the growing sports podcasting scene provides an entire medium of NBA-adjacent content, often hosted by players themselves, waiting for brands to invest. As for the rest of the news, Rain News covers new local media advertising forecast from Borrell Associates, projecting an increase in streaming audio spend and a decrease in radio. The New York Times News app has added a listen mode, enabling another path for NYT subscribers to engage with audio content outside of the New York Times audio app. And Amplify Media CEO Stephen Goldstein writes about podcasting's ability to capture younger audiences in a world where traditional media's average demographics continue to age. Be sure to check out the links to every article mentioned right in your podcast listening app or at soundsprofitable.com, where you can also subscribe to the newsletter version. The Download is written and produced by myself, Newton Shadolkati, and Brian Barletta. This episode is hosted on Spreaker. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis. Download us again tomorrow.